Hello everyone, hi, namaskar, adab, sat sri akal. You are watching Crime Tech English. I welcome all of you to Crime Tech family and I hope everyone part of this Crime Tech family is doing well and fine. Yesterday we spoke about Mehul Choksi, and if you remember, I told you based on my sources information that Mehul Choksi is not coming, and there was a strong rumor on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on other platforms also. There were some reports also that Mehul Choksi is flying back to India from Dominica. I told you that my sources are telling me that he is not coming back to India, at least tonight. And finally, he is still in Dominica. There is a court proceeding which is going on. And as of now, the Dominican court, this is a quick update and then I'll come to the main story. The Dominican court has said that Mehul Choksi has to stay in Dominica at least for 5 days, and he will be under quarantine. And in these 5 days, there will be a court proceeding on the allegations that Mehul Choksi has been kept in Dominica under illegal detention. Illegally, he has been detained in Dominica. He should be sent back to Antigua, whereas the Dominican authorities will be fighting a case that he has been arrested legally, lawfully, and there is nothing wrong with their arrest. And the time gap which the Dominican authorities have got, the lawyers of Mehul Choksi had got, the same time period will be utilized by the Indian agencies, Indian authorities, to bring Mehul Choksi back to India. Now, coming back to the main story, I will give you more update about what is happening in Antigua, but there are many people who have texted me saying that I should speak about the Punjab National Bank scam. What is this 13,500 crore bank scam in which Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi and others have been named as an accused, and later on they fled India. Nirav Modi is in UK, and all of us know that where Mehul Choksi is. So it's a very technical bank scam, but in a very layman language I will try to make you understand, and hopefully I will make you understand what the Punjab National Bank scam is. So first I will start with Mehul Choksi. Mehul Choksi is a very interesting character in this entire episode. Mehul Choksi, born in Mumbai, I think in late 1950s, 1959 if I'm not wrong, 5th May 1959, he was born in Mumbai. Family belongs to Gujarat, but his father was also a diamond trader. So his education, Mehul Choksi's education was from Gujarat. Later on, he started his college life, and while he was studying in GD Modi College, it is in Gujarat, he started working with his father, and his father was a big businessman at that point of time. And from 1975 to 1985, at least for 10 years, Mehul Choksi was working with his father. Father was having a company called Geetanjali. It still exists. So Geetanjali was having a turnover of around 50 crore rupees in 1985 when Mehul Choksi, who understood everything about diamond and gems from his father, he took over the company from his father, Chinubhai Choksi. So Chinubhai Choksi was having this company with a turnover of around 50 crore rupees per year, and then Mehul Choksi became the owner of the company. It was year 1985. All this is important in connection to PNB Bank because we need to understand how Mehul Choksi was as a businessman. So in 1985, Mehul Choksi took the company, then he started working in the company. His dream when he was pursuing his college was to make a brand which will be known as world's largest brand in terms of diamonds and gems. He was working towards his goal, and he was a successful businessman. There is no doubt about it. So Mehul Choksi, he started import and export of uncut diamonds. If you have any knowledge about diamonds, then India is one of the biggest markets of diamond. So the uncut diamond was being sent to the foreign countries, then gems were being brought to India, gems were being sold to other countries. These things were happening, and at that point of time, Mehul Choksi, indeed in next 10 years, by 1995, he became one of the biggest exporters of the country, of the world, not only country, of the world. In country, he was being idolized by many diamond merchants, many diamond traders. In 1999, he purchased a US-based company. And when he purchased the company, then he also got the 111 stores of that company, and most of the stores were in US. So now he was doing business directly from India to US. It was like a market, open market for Mehul Choksi. So not only in India, but Dubai, Hong Kong, Paris, US, UK, Belgium, all these countries were, business market for Mehul Choksi. I am talking about 1999, and around 1999, Mehul Choksi's diamonds. It was not only uncut diamonds and raw diamonds, it was also the diamond studded jewelries. If you remember, Nakshatra, Gili, these all brands were under Gitanjali. So Gitanjali was having three firms. The group was Gitanjali Group. Then there were three firms named Gitanjali, some other name, Gitanjali Gems, Gitanjali Diamond, like this. So three firms, and under these three firms, there were sister companies like Gili and Nakshatra, very successful brand in India. So by 1999, more than 4,000 stores, or you can say counters, were selling diamonds by Mehul Choksi. So he was being idolized, and that is when his relative, who was based in Antwerp, he came to know about Mehul Choksi, and his son was Nirav Modi. So the relative I'm talking about is Deepak Modi, father of Nirav Modi. And Nirav Modi, when he got to know that his uncle, Mehul Choksi, is doing such a great business, he shifted his base from Antwerp. Till date, he was doing his business from Antwerp only. But later on, he shifted his base from Antwerp to Mumbai. So he came to Mumbai, he started learning the skills of diamond trading. And that is when Mehul Choksi, Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi started working together. Everything was fine till 2005, 2006. In 2005, 2006, both Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi, they were doing business of their own. Gitanjali Gems was one of the largest selling diamond company in country, and Nirav Modi started his business in the elite circle, you can say rich circle. And in rich circle, if you have seen photographs of Nirav Modi, then you will see photographs with Priyanka Chopra and other such celebrities. There were ramp shows where Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi's diamond studded jewelries, gem studded jewelries were being showcased. So in the Bollywood circle, in the business circle, in those people who were rich, they were only aiming for diamonds of Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi. But with every successful story, there comes a point where the person may lose some profit, and that is what happened with Mehul Choksi. So everything was fine, but when Mehul Choksi suffered some losses in his business, that is when he entered into the dirty tricks of business. So what he started doing, because in layman language I will say, if you or me, if you and I are going to buy a diamond studded jewelry, we'll only go by the looks. कि देखने में कैसा लग रहा है, oh it is big, it is sparkling, oh this is nice. This is what we'll see, the design and all. But as a common person, we will never know what the exact quality of this diamond is, or what the exact value of this diamond is. At that point of time, Mehul Choksi was selling good quality of diamonds, but later on what he started, he was involved in selling, purchasing and exporting bad quality of diamonds. So when this case was happening, then the enforcement directorate, when they seized the diamonds from stores of Gitanjali, of Mehul Choksi's stores, they got to know that the original value of these diamonds are less than 3% to 10%. For example, if he's selling a diamond worth rupees 1 crore, to a rich person. The person bought it, but the actual price was around 3 crore rupees. So that is how he started earning more money. And because he was aware that, even be it celebrity or a businessman or any other person, hardly anyone will go and get it cross-checked that what the exact value of this diamond can be. So this diamond market, this diamond trading is something which is very fishy. It is very fishy because most of the people are not aware what the quality of diamond is. Now comes the main story. So how this entire fraud happened. So behind this fraud, Mehul Choksi's company and Nirav Modi's company, they were having business with multiple banks. If you own a business, then you are into depositing money and taking money, taking loans on the company and then using it for business purpose. Then you pay the interest or whatever it is. So it's like, in simple language, it is like credit card. When you start using a credit card, you will, if you have used it. So if you have not used it, I'll make you understand. So if you start using a credit card, for example, there is a credit value of 50,000 rupees. So when you have a credit card, you can utilize that 50,000 rupees any point of time. But when you refund that 50,000 rupees within time, then your credit limit gets increased over the period of time. So after 6 months, the banks will offer that we are going to increase your credit limit to 70,000. Then after 6 months, if you are paid at time, then it is 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees. It happens like that. So this is what was happening with Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi also. They were dealing with ICICI Bank, they were dealing with Punjab National Bank, Allahabad Bank, all these banks they were dealing with, and their credit limit was increasing. They were doing such business from 2005, 2006. So the credit limit was at a very high level. Thousands of crore they could have taken from the bank. So anyway, so this credit limit was at a very high level for Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi, especially on the name of their firms. Mehul Choksi was having multiple firms, especially 3 under Gitanjali Group, and Nirav Modi was also having multiple firms, 3 under Nirav Modi's Solar Exports. Then there was a company Firestar, and there was another company. I cannot remember the name, but there was another company. Okay, so on these firms, there were good credit limit. So they were also involved in letter of undertaking. You must have heard multiple times, 1,000 times since this entire fraud came to place. LOU. Now this LOU is letter of undertaking. Now letter of undertaking is basically also, in some people call it letter of understanding. So what letter of undertaking is? If you are having business with an Indian bank, but you are also having your business with outside, outside India. So for example, you are having business in Hong Kong or Dubai or US or UK, in these countries, then what happens is, if you need money, then what you will do, you will go to a bank, you will get the LOUs issued on your name, and based on those LOUs, that letter of undertaking, you can get money from that bank. For example, I am sitting in Singapore, but I am having a very good relationship with my bank, my credit limits are very high, then I can go to the Singapore branch and then I can get the money. So letter of undertaking was very important in this business, and this letter of undertaking was being issued by Punjab National Bank. What they did, my friends, it was the year 2016-2017. By the way, since 2011, they were using LOUs as a credit facility. So since 2011, they were using the credit facility. In 2016 and 16, what they did, they got hundreds of LOUs issued from Punjab National Bank, Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi. And for Nirav Modi's firms, around 150 LOUs were issued worth more than 6,400 crore. And around LOUs were issued for Mehul Choksi's company worth around 6,800 crore. So total amount is between 13,500 to 14,000 crore. This was the total amount which were withdrawn by Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi. Now, how these LOUs were being issued from Punjab National Bank and no one was getting detected. It was not being detected. How it was happening? So, what Mehul Choksi had done, the dirty tricks after those poor quality diamonds, then he realized that banks can be manipulated. He found a loophole. What was the loophole? The loophole was that when an LOU is being issued, then there is something known as SWIFT message. So a person in a bank is responsible for that SWIFT message. In SWIFT message, for example, this is my phone. There is a code which is generated. So in that SWIFT message, if I say that yes, Munish Pandey is withdrawing 2000 crore, so that 2000 crore will be reflected in the banking system. But I am issuing the LOU. But if I am not entering in the SWIFT message, or if I'm only entering 2 crore instead of 2000 crore, it will only reflect 2 crore. Till the time there is no audit, no one will ever come to know that what the exact amount has been, what is the exact amount which has been withdrawn from the bank. So Mehul Choksi came to know about a person called Gokulnath Shetty. So he cut a deal with Gokulnath Shetty that you will misuse this loophole and then you will only send some amount of money in the SWIFT message. You will only reflect some amount of money in the SWIFT message, whereas the LOUs which will be issued will be of the larger amount. So when these LOUs were issued, 150 for Nirav Modi and almost same amount for Mehul Choksi, then what happened, my friends, is that these LOUs, the SWIFT messages against these LOUs were reflected in the banking system, which was very less. But later on, what money was being withdrawn was around 14,000 crore, whereas the bank through the SWIFT message got to know that only less amount of money has been withdrawn by Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi's firm. Anyway, so it went on, and in 2017, someone from the bank got to know that there is a huge amount which has gone from the bank, because once you have withdrawn from a foreign from a foreign bank's account, from a branch which is in foreign country, and if you use that LOU, then the bank is supposed to refund that money to that particular branch. So they got to know about this, and later on the Punjab National Bank started investigating. They got to know that what exactly is happening, and on 29th of January 2018, they submitted a letter to the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, that this is what is happening with our bank. So everyone was shocked. The first complaint on 29th of January 2018 was of 280 crores, mentioning only 8 LOUs. And within 3 days, Punjab National Bank submitted another letter saying the total LOUs are more than 150 and total amount is more than 13,000 crore. CBI was shocked. Everyone was shocked. And that is when CBI thought that someone from the bank is involved in it. Not only Gokulnath Shetty, but someone sitting at a higher rank. Because if you go by the sequence, before the FIR was lodged, on 29th of January, complaint was given to CBI. 31st January, CBI lodged the FIR. And on 7th of January, Mehul Choksi had left country with his family. Nirav Modi had also left the country around the same period. So this is what the Punjab National Bank scam is. Misusing the loopholes in the banking system. Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi got over 13,000 crore. Misusing the LOUs, letter of undertakings, and then this amount, when it came in the accounts of their firms, then it was being rerouted to some other companies. So this is what the Punjab National Bank scam is. I hope I was able to make you understand. If you have any query, you can let me know. There were multiple messages, requests including Tapo Mishra, and he wanted me to tell you this story. So this was the Punjab National Bank scam. Also, now coming to what is happening in the Mehul Choksi's case. So Mehul Choksi is known as mastermind of this entire scam. Mehul Choksi is also known as someone who influenced Nirav Modi and who convinced Nirav Modi to enter into conspiracy with Gokul Nath Shetty and other employees of Punjab National Bank. And Gokul Nath Shetty was getting, I think, around a crore for one LOU because they were worth more than 100 crores. If every LOU was more than 100 crores, some 50 crore, 60 crore, 10 crore, 100 crore, 200 crore, like this, the LOUs were, the worth of the LOUs were. Now, coming to the main story, what is happening with Mehul Choksi? So, Mehul Choksi, yesterday, his lawyers in Dominica, they filed an application before the court in Dominica. They alleged that Mehul Choksi was kidnapped and beaten up, and forcibly he was taken from Antigua to Dominica, and now the Dominican authorities wants him to deport to India. Okay, so they alleged that it was an operation by the Indian intelligence agencies in collaboration with the Antiguan authorities, Antiguan police. So the court said, yesterday the court said that Mehul Choksi will not be deported or extradited to any country as of now. The court will hear the matter and then only it will decide where Mehul Choksi can be deported. Apart from that, the court has also said that Mehul Choksi can stay at a place of his choice in Dominica, and he will be under quarantine for 5 days. Within 5 days, I think the matter will be clear. The Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Shahu, is also going to Dominica to look out the possibilities of for deportation of Mehul Choksi, as well as Dominican authorities have also said that they are ready to deport Mehul Choksi back to Antigua, but India wants Mehul Choksi back to India, and it is a very desperate attempt. Now, my friend Mr. Vinod Nair has said, so what is wrong in bringing him back by hook or crook? He cheated the nation and government is duty bound to bring him back to undergo judicial process. He is a fugitive, he was abducted. What I don't understand is why are you favoring this culprit? Human rights, what about the rights of people and banks he looted? Mr. Nair, thank you for your message. First of all, I never said that I am supporting Mehul Choksi. I always said that he is a culprit. He has looted Indian banks. He has looted our money, your money and my money. So he should be brought to India as soon as possible. And I also said by hook or crook, if he can be brought to India, then it is absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine. But my friend Vinod, what happens is deportation or extradition is a legal process. There is a legal case going on in Antigua. Two cases. One is the extradition case and one is his Antiguan citizenship case. So if that case is going on within the Antiguan court and the Indian authorities are fighting that case, the Antiguan authorities are fighting that case. So based on that case, for example, in the Nirav Modi case, the lower court ordered in favor of India. The lower court said that Nirav Modi should be sent to India. In the same way, there was an extradition process going on in Antigua, and it might take some time, but the court will order. The court will order based on the evidence, and I am 100% sure that the court will order in favor of India that he should be extradited to India. Now, coming to your part, see, by hook or crook, if any person is in some country, you cannot go and pick it up. He is not a terrorist. Okay, so there is a difference. If there is a financial crime, if you want to get a person, there is a process of deportation. How we got Christian Michel from UAE. Sanjeev Chawla, the latest example, he came from UK. So there are multiple people who have been deported, who have been extradited from multiple countries. But if by doing this, if the allegations are true, I think the allegations are not true. These are the allegations made by the lawyers. And yesterday also I said, we need to take these things with a pinch of salt. We cannot believe what the lawyers are saying. It may be true, it may not be true. But by this, we are giving a legal weapon to the culprit, to Mehul Choksi. Now, what will happen, my friends? Suppose tomorrow Mehul Choksi is extradited to India by the Antiguan court, and then he files an appeal before the European Human Rights Court. Now, if he goes before the European High Court saying that once he was abducted by the Indian agencies and later on he was beaten up and forcibly taken to Dominica just to deport him, this will go in favor of Mehul Choksi. We need to understand, if there is a legal proceeding, we have to stick by it. There should be international pressure. There should be enough amount of evidence submitted before the court so that the courts can be convinced, and later on by a legal process that person can be brought to India. That is what I meant. I never said that I was never supporting Mehul Choksi. So I hope now you will understand what I want to say. I also want Mehul Choksi or Nirav Modi or any other person involved in any banking fraud, including Vijay Mallya. I want everyone back to country so that for our money a legal process can be initiated, and those people, not only they cough up the money, but also they should be punished for what they have done. The strictest punishment for these people who have looted our money. So anyway, this is what is happening with the Mehul Choksi's case. This was about Punjab National Bank scam. I hope I was able to make you understand what the entire scam is. It is little complicated, but in layman language, I tried to make you understand. Thank you so much for watching this, and once again, I want to thank all of you for the prayers of my mom and dad. They are doing well now, and if you want me to tell you any story, do let me know. I am more than happy to research about that story, go through that story, speak to the experts, and then get back to you. Thanks so much.